Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Drawing Down the Stars. I'm Snappy, and thank you for joining me for our live tarot session on today, September 2nd, 2024. It's a beautiful day, a beautiful day. Let's give a shout out here to the chat. Good to see you, Tina. Much love, Lisa. Great to see you, Gandhi. Good evening, Exit. Good to see you, Steve. Much love, Chakra Queen. Good to see you, Christy, Carrie Ann. All the love, Mother Rhea. Good to see you, Taz. Good to see you, Graham. Much love, D Love. Thank you all for joining me. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. It's a new moon. New moon energy, beautiful new beginning, beautiful energy of that great goddess Hecate. And it's incredible. It's in her sign as well, both sun and moon. We have that Virgo in the sun, and we have that Virgo in moon, that virgin energy, that perfection energy, that one who sustains herself, goes her own way, and through her own energy ascends to the stars. Incredible, incredible energy on the new moon too. And I love to see it. It's just so profound and it's so deep, right? That Virgo energy is that energy of having the strength to do the hard work, to discipline oneself and achieve one's dreams, to go to the depths, to ascend the mountain, to rise above and make it to the stars, right? Think of the story of the Virgo, the one who sets herself ablaze and through her own perfection achieves glory, right? Hecate is like this as well. When I was researching her in the myths, she's often associated with these women who through their sacrifice are ascended. And when they're ascended through the power of Artemis, they become Hecate as well. They join her. And that's why she's of many faces, right? Such beautiful, beautiful energy. And now's a time when you can really connect. You can go out under the stars and you can see this energy at play, right? The new moon is the hidden. It's that hidden, veiled female energy. And that is what the goddess Hecate is. She is the light that is hidden, the star behind the veil, right? Beautiful. And also under this energy is when you can also connect to that Aphrodite, to that Venus, to the stars, right? It's when the light is the darkest that the stars are the brightest. You know, it's such a powerful, beautiful moment. And I was thinking deeply on this energy when I was choosing today's message, which was a continuation of yesterday's, which was Virgo, right? Hermit energy. And today we have the moon. Explore the depths of the soul and confront the dark, right? Go out into the darkness and look and see and engage with the natural world. Engage with that which you're afraid of or with that which is unknown. Be in that new energy, that energy of youthfulness and childful engagement, right? Who has the audacity to try, right? Children have such incredible energy of learning and youth and beauty. And that's the energy of the new moon, right? Beginnings, transformation, going to the depths of oneself. And with this Virgo energy ascending to the stars, you can achieve anything. You can perfect oneself, manifest your dreams by your own means, through yourself, by yourself, right? Beautiful energy. I wanted to read for you guys a really lovely poem. It's called The New Moon by Langston Hughes. There's a new young moon riding the hills tonight. There's a sprightly young moon exploring the clouds. There's a half-shy young moon veiling her face like a virgin, waiting for her lover. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. I love to hear it. All right, thank you. Now we're going to go to our Ganapati Oracle. And Ganesha Ganapati is that Lord of beginnings, the divine child, right? The guardian of the threshold and the Lord of the Ganas, the spirits. So we ask him, what is the inspiration? What is the message? And please ensure that our words are heard by those who need to hear them. And today's message is wow, personal transformation. You could not get more Virgo, more new moon energy than this. Personal transformation. Now is the time for that rebirth, to do that deep self-reflection and go through that personal transformation. Imagine yourself in your own image ascending the stars, right? The Virgo is the one who through her own ability achieves apotheosis, right? She doesn't go through any labors like Heracles. She just wills it. All right. We're now going to hop to our our sortes. For those of you unaware, the sortes is a form of bibliomancy, that is divination through literature. And it comes to us from the Greco-Roman tradition. And we ask those goddesses, the muses, of inspiration to guide our hand and to send us a message through the text. So muses, what is the inspiration? Inspire us this evening. All right. Remember, it is said, those accursed ones formed in the clouds who, when gorged, fought Theseus with their double breasts. And those Hebrews were in drinking, whom Gideon would not have as companions when he descended the hills towards Midian. Remember, it is said, those accursed ones, the centaurs, formed in the clouds, who when gorged fought Theseus with their double breasts, and those Hebrews weak in drinking, when Gideon would not have as companions when he descended the hills towards Gideon. This is about keeping in mind acts of gluttony and keeping in mind when your responsibilities are called, right? In this story, the Hebrews and the centaurs are examples of people who failed to heed their call for gluttonous and debaucherous reasons, right? Interesting. Let's continue. Okay. We're now going to go to Boccaccio, the Decameron. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Boccaccio? And so the story passing from mouth to mouth throughout the city, it came at last to be a common proverb that the most acceptable service that can be rendered to God is to put the devil in hell. And so the story passing from mouth to mouth throughout the city, it came at last to be a common proverb that the most acceptable service that can be rendered to God is to put the devil in hell, which proverb, having traveled hither across the sea, is still current. Putting the devil in hell, condemning those who only wish you to achieve your dreams and to shine your brightest. And it is through this group think and the spreading of this negativity and condemnation that this kind of horrible magic works, where they deny people their brightness, right? What is the devil really, right? But it's that Luciferian light bringer, the one who leads you up the mountain and helps you achieve your dreams. If there are issues with the devil, the issues are in what you ask him, not in the devil himself, right? Condemning the devil is about denying you your freedom, denying you your own dreams, keeping you in the dark. And they do it through group think and group pressure, right? Let's continue. All right, we're going to go to of cosmogonic eros. Ludwig Klages. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Klages? Inspire us this evening. Truly a beautiful mystery is proclaimed by the blessed gods. For mortals, death is no curse, but a blessing. Wow, this is from a grave inscription from 2nd century in Eleusis. So AD. So it's in the Christian era, but still. Truly a beautiful mystery is proclaimed by the blessed gods. For mortals, death is no curse, but a blessing. Death is no curse, but a blessing. Why is death a blessing? Right? Why is death a blessing? Because it allows for the transformation and the changing of experience, the cycling of the seasons, right? With the cycle of death, Persephone can ascend to the heavens and she can travel to the depths of the underworld, right? There's great experience to be gained through death. Death allows for that churning, right? That spinning. It allows for the unfolding of creation. Without death, there would only be stagnation. All right. Let's continue. All right. We're now going to go to All and Everything, Beelzebub's Tales to His Grandson by Gurdjieff. All right. Muses, what is the message from Gurdjieff? Inspire us this evening. Observing this particularity, decided to take advantage of it for their own purposes. That is to say, types of this kind invented and circulated broadcasts among the masses of beings of that time, that all the foresaid epidemic contagious diseases resulted from the fact that thanks to the beds, if you wish to enjoy felicity, then enjoy it with a mighty bang. The parasitic bourgeoisie contracted various diseases, which diseases afterwards spread by contagion among the masses. Oh, wow. What the heck is going on here? Types of this kind invented and circulated broadcasts among the masses of beings of that time, that all the foresaid epidemics and contagious diseases resulted from the fact that, thanks to the beds, if you wish to enjoy felicity, then enjoy it with a mighty bang. The parasitic bourgeoisie contracted various diseases, which diseases afterwards then spread by contagion among the masses. Oh, wow. This just seems a little bit too close to home for me at the moment. This idea of the spreading of misinformation in order for people to get sick and spread disease, and then for the bourgeoisie to reap the benefits. Anyway, wild. Or to begin, actually. The contagion begins with the bourgeoisie. It makes me think of some of those epidemics spreading among those anti-vaxxers. Anyway, total wildness. Let us continue. Hermann Hesse, Narcissus and Goldman. Muses, what is the message from Narcissus and Goldman? Inspire us. Summer was over. Many people assumed that the epidemic would cease with autumn or the beginning of winter. It was an autumn without gaiety. Oh, wow. We are getting two epidemics. What is with the epidemics? And this one, summer was over. Many people assumed that the epidemic would cease with autumn or the beginning of winter. It was an autumn without gaiety. That's a rather ominous message. Okay. Interesting. Something to think on. Okay. Let's go to An Independent People by Locksmiths. All right. Muses, what is the message from Locksmiths? Inspire us. It was the third morning when he was going into the lamb house that he bumped into something hanging from the roof. Well, damn me, he thought, and he began swearing. It was one of his finest lambs with a halter around its neck. Whoa, now that is a dark omen. It was on the third morning when he was going into the lamb house that he bumped his head into something hanging from the roof. Well, damn me, he thought, and he began swearing immediately. It was one of his finest lambs with a halter around its neck. Wow. On the third day, a lamb was killed. What a dark message. Interesting. Let us continue. We're going to go to the Book of Thoth. Muses, what is the message from Crowley in the Book of Thoth? Inspire us. Also, he is the dying God, redeeming his bride in the hour and by the virtue of his murder. He is the dying God, redeeming his bride in the hour and by virtue of his murder. It's that will to sacrifice and that virtue, that pursuit of excellence, right? The dying and the rising God continues through the cycles because of this pursuit of love, always. Whether it is a trick or whether it is for the bride herself directly, it is always the same, right? The dying and rising God is driven by Eros, by that Aphrodite. Beautiful. Okay, let's continue. We're going to go to Egyptian Tarot of Thelema by Oliver St. John. Muses, what is the message from Egyptian Tarot of Thelema? Unless the eternal principle is the foundation of earthly governance, there is only material restriction and ultimately the confinement and banishment of the soul. Wow, this is so true. Oh my gosh, that's such a beautiful way to phrase it. Unless the eternal principle is the foundation of earthly governance, there is only material restriction, ultimately the confinement and the banishment of the soul. You have to exist in a state of eternality that embraces and goes through the cycles of change and transformation, that can adapt and grow with the flow of nature, right? If you cannot adapt and grow, if you do not have this eternal principle, this understanding of change and the necessity of adaptation in mind, then you will be bound by material restriction. And everything you build will ultimately turn into that stagnation. It will lead to confinement, into banishment, right? To restriction. You invoke a tyranny upon yourself, right? This immediately makes me think of Du and the God Emperor, and the God Emperor's ultimate criticism of authoritarian, limited forms of power in general, right? The idea is you must expand out into ever-growing diversity, right? In a natural environment, to stay put and to not adapt to change is to condemn yourself to extinction. To condemn yourself to extinction. If you truly wish to exist in perpetuity, you have to be able to flow and adapt with the cycles of change and transformation. You have to be able to bend. You must float upon the waters, right? Or as Herbert pointed out with the Fremen, you must learn to dance with the worm and be made better through that experience, through that struggle, right? That is that eternal principle. And you must be aweary of this material restriction, anything that seeks to bind us in these utopian ideals, limited ideals that are rooted in imagination of the present. Your imagination is also ever growing, ever changing, and ever expanding. Don't limit yourself to any image, right? We have to exist in that multiplicity of perspective, ever changing, ever growing. Beautiful. All right, let's continue. We're going to go to my dear friend Graham and his book, The Shape of My Will. All right. Use this. What is the message from Graham? Inspire us this evening. Today I feel I am not real. Just a bad dream that people are tired of having and would be better off waking up from. I've had this one before from Graham in a sortes, but it's also just so real and beautiful. Today I feel I am not real, just a bad dream that people are tired of having and would be better off waking up from. The dream and the reality is a dream, right? And this connection is such a intense one. You know, and the dream in your waking life is the cycle in the limited sense. Just as the day and night is a greater cycle. And as the universe goes through these cycles as well, as above, so below. All are reflections of each other all the way up. All right, let's continue. We're going to go to my dear friend, Antonin Artaud. All right, Muses, what is the message from Antonin Artaud? Inspire us. Thus, it is that the processional serpent of all bodies, with its mask of red spasm, falls to the ground beneath my feet. And this mask, it came back to me as though not having deserved it. Oh, wow. Thus, it is the processional serpent of all bodies. Okay. Processional serpent of all bodies. If you were to see yourself from a view outside of time, or from a long perspective, if you had died and someone was looking at the totality of your existence, what would they see? They would see you unfolding like a snake, right? A serpent moving through time, something ever changing and adapting and moving along its way, because you are not but a moment, but rather that totality that snakes across time. That processional serpent of the body, with its mask of red spasm, falls to the ground beneath my feet. And this mask, it came back to me as though not having deserved it. This is right? The masks that we don and that we wear of the self, right? The red spasm. Wow. Interesting. The mask is such a profound image because within the mysteries, the center of the mysteries is the theater. And the donning of the mask is a transformative act. It would take place within the skene. And when you don the mask, you would draw down that spirit. You would become a member of the chorus. You would become a god, right? Beautiful. And the mask to fall, but to come back to you. Interesting. And the red spasm, I wonder, that blood, the red spasm, I immediately think of the red goddess, you know? Wow. Interesting. All right, we're going to go to Byron, selected poetry. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Byron? Inspire us this evening. On the 6th day, they fed upon his hide, and one who had still refused because the creature was his father's dog that died, now feeling all the vulture in his jaws with some remorse, though first denied, as a great favor one of the forepaws, which he divided with Pedrillo, who devoured it, longing for the other two. Wow, what a dark and terrifying image. On the 6th day, they fed upon his hide, and Juan, who had still refused because the creature was his father's dog that died, now feeling all the vulture in his jaws, with some remorse received, though first denied, as a great favor of one of the forepaws, which he divided with Pedrillo, who devoured it, longing for the other two. This is also a reality, you know? Goodwill and reason go out the window when one is reduced to that mode of survival, when we are forced to suffer. But this also, again, makes me think of that Hecate imagery and that Medea imagery. Hecate is that dog, right? That's her guardian animal. And the vulture is the guardian animal of Medea. Medea commands the vulture that consumes the liver of Prometheus. And the vulture delivers her that material for her potions, right? Wow. Intense imagery here. The consuming of that great assistant, that companion. The dog. That's oof. Dark. Okay. Let's continue. We're going to go to Christopher Marlowe, Dr. Faustus. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Dr. Faustus and Christopher Marlowe? Come, Helen, come give me my soul again. Come, Helen, come give me my soul again. Wow. Helen, the divine Helen. I immediately think of that great beauty, right? The demigoddess Helen, the transcendent Helen, right? Beautiful. And Helen is that embodied muse, the muse upon the earth, right? Come, Helen, muse, come give me my soul again. How do you gain your soul? You gain it through that pursuit of the muse, of that beauty, of that love. Through giving yourself to another in that love, you gain yourself. All right, let us continue. Goethe, Faust. Muses, what is the message from Goethe? Inspire us this evening. My compliments, and don't let any of it spill. They drink again and again and again. My compliments, and don't let any spill. They drink again and again and again. There's a silly song, I'm going to read it as well. It says, several singing, Hell's Hottentots we are for wine, and lap the liquor as it flows, and happy as 100 swine, we drink and don't care if it snows. Drink and be merry, hail Dionysus. Drink and drink again, and don't let any of it waste. Let them drink, right? Enjoy yourself. Enjoy life. Beautiful. I love it. Let us continue. Don Juan in Hell, Bernard Shaw. Muses, what is the message from Bernard Shaw? Inspire us this evening. People, why the best people are here, princes of the church and all. So few go to heaven, and so many come here that the blessed, once called a heavenly host, are a continually dwindling minority. The saints, the fathers, the elect of long ago are the cranks, the fattists, the outsiders of today. I just got to read what the devil says, because this line is too funny. In reply, it is true. From the beginning of my career, I knew that I should win in the long run by sheer weight of public opinion. Oh my gosh. Are really the best people the ones going to heaven? Right? Are really the best people the ones in the church, the ones who condemn all of those around and hold their noses up high above the rest and claim that their shit don't stink? Remember, a lot of these Christians, that's a literal thing. If you look in the medieval texts, the saints claim that they don't rot, that they don't stink. And that's a sign of their saintliness. Bull. Anyway, let's continue. All right. Fun. Let's go to The Psychic Bible by Genesis P. Orridge in the Temple of Psychic Youth. All right. Muses, what is the message from Genesis P. Orridge? Inspire us this evening. Okay. He who transcends time escapes necessity. Austin Osman Spar, another great wizard. He who transcends time escapes necessity. You know, in some of the stories, that Eros, that Lucifer energy that causes that descent into creation is necessity. It is the snake Ananke. How do you escape that necessity, that desire, that driving force? You have to transcend time. You have to find the middle way and escape the cycle. Interesting. Okay. Let us go to Arcana Mundi by George Luck. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Arcana Mundi? Inspire us this evening. If the soul that has been separated from a body or never shared existence with one at all are demons, according to you, and the divine Hesiod, holy dwellers on earth, guardians of mortal men, why should we deprive embodied souls of that power, that natural gift by which demons foresee and predict the future? It is not likely that any faculty, any dimension is added to the souls after they leave the body beyond those that they had before, but they have them always. They are merely weaker as long as the soul is joined to the body. Some are completely imperceptible and hidden, others weak and dim, just as ineffective and slow as people who try to see in fog or move in water. And they need a great deal of care in restoring their proper function and a cleansing to remove that which hides it. The sun does not become bright the moment it bursts through the clouds. It is always bright, but to us it appears as somber and dim when we see it through the mist. In the same way, the soul does not require the power to prophesy when it has left the body as if it were merging from a cloud, but it has that power right now, though it is blinded by its association and cohesion with the body. We should not be surprised or skeptical. All we need to do is look at the faculty of the soul, which is the reverse of prophecy, the one called memory. What an achievement it shows by keeping and preserving past, or rather the present. Nothing that is past has any kind of existence or reality, but as soon as it happens, it is gone. All of it. Actions, words, and experiences, for time, like a stream, bears everything away. But this faculty of the soul, memory, somehow holds on to it, that are not real, and invests them with shape and substance and story. Wow. Because you have the power of memory, you have the power of prophecy. And it is memory fundamentally that is the source. This is from Plutarch on the cessation of oracles. There's so much going on here. I know I read a lot. And they were talking about this idea of the possession and of allowing yourself to be entered into by daimons, and allowing that perspective from these daimonic spirits to inform you, and how that is memory, and that you're already doing it. Interesting. Oh, wow. Okay, we are now going to go to Rebele, Gargantua, and Pentagram. Muses, guide my hands. What is the message from Rebele? Inspire us. Behind all the laughter, Rebele is advancing the standard humanless law. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. Behind all the laughter, Rebele is advancing the standard humanless law. Do unto others as you would have done to you. A beautiful message, a timeless message, a human message. Behind all the laughter, it's still that tit for tat, right? At a fundamental biological level, it's tit for tat, you know? Like, you do something, the universe reacts, right? It's just how it is. And what you imagine, what you engage in, what you produce into the world will come back to you. It just will. All right. We are now going to go to our tarot proper. All right. But before I do, please give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference. It boosts everything in the algorithm, and it's good karma and a beautiful blessing. All right. And if you're at all interested in a private reading, reach out to me, snappydts@gmail.com, or you can find me on the Myth and Lore Discord, Snappy or Lady Snappy. And please come join the Discord and hang out. And look, we got a card popping out already. The message of the day is fortune. Lady Fortuna, Tai Chi, the goddess of fortune. That change, the natural law, right? Adapt or die. The wheel turns regardless. You can learn to ride with the waves and enjoy the spin, or you can fall and be beaten and broken and be spun again anyway. All right, let us continue. So we're going to invoke that spirit, that God, Saturn, and we're going to ask them to dissect our life, to cut it up and to put it on the plate, to show us the present and our interconnections. And we ask, how do we rise above the conflicts? How do we evolve? How do we move in flow? And how do we manifest our true will? Okay. Connected to this fortune is swiftness. Fortune's fate is changing and it is coming in quick. This is that energy of following after one's passions, of being in that growth. The 8 is moving towards that 9, that explosive power of the strength, right? This is also that energy of Hermes, communication, movement, change, and happening in the moment, in the present, and quickly. We need to learn to adapt when things come quick, when they come with that fiery, passionate energy. And here we have that Knight of Discs. This is that energy of that maturing, outgoing energy, the one who pursues their will in the physical, who manifests and builds the tower and has the strength to persevere. What we see with the fortune and with the wands, the swiftness. This is that energy of rising to the occasion, of moving forward, of adapting to this change, right? Of taking responsibility and doing what is necessary. Let's see where this is going. Interesting energy, defeat, the 5 of Swords, believing that you are incapable. But what this energy is about is not doing enough of the thinking in the preparation, right? The 5 of Swords is showing up without enough forethought. If more forethought were applied, this 5 would transform into the 6, which is that profound science, perfect, balanced reason. Here we're in this defeatist mode. We think we cannot do because we have not organized and prepared for the task at hand. We have not utilized our reason correctly. We must apply more logic to the situation. Where's this going? Yeah. Sorrow. Again. We are allowing ourselves to be trapped by not imagining a way out, by fixating upon the limited and upon the limited scope. That defeatist energy compounds into sorrow, into that depression, into this ability where we cannot move, we cannot expand, where we're in this limited energy. Where is it going? And it's related to this Prince of Swords, right? Showing up immature. The Prince of Swords energy is that masculine, outgoing energy, but it's in this immature way. It's that person who tries to gain wisdom through conflict, right? It's reckless energy. It's energy that tries to assert its authority and wants its perspective to be reciprocated, to be uplifted by those around them. It wants to change people's minds to their view. Reckless, domineering energy, right? And it is causing this defeat. It is causing this sorrow. But there's a change, right? We're seeing this responsibility in this moving from the impracticality of the air, of those conflicts, of that metaphysical, of that stuff, politics, that stuff that's intangible, rather taking responsibility and doing what needs to be done in the present. You know, the Knight of Discs is that responsible energy. This is very much dad energy. You know what I mean? And this is very much that reckless activist energy. You know, that person who wants to change the world but has no idea of how anything is done. And what we're seeing here is because they're showing up in this reckless way, they're bound by this limited thinking. But Fortune is changing. Fortune is changing. And we're changing. Let's see where this is going. Okay. Wow. Having the strength, right? Having the strength to face this change in fortune, to manifest our desire, to recognize, right? The strength card is that lust card, Lady Babylon, but in its lesser form, right? This is profound energy, energy about manifesting and chasing after your desires. The 9 is the most powerful number before the completion of that cycle. So this is having the power to enact your will, right? You have the power to rise above and to ride with this fortune. You just have the strength to persist and to not be bound by this defeated, limited thinking. Where is this going? Beautiful. The Fool, Dionysus, taking that leap into creation. And why does the Fool leap into creation? For the pursuit of love. Where is the center of his energy, or their energy, I should say? The genitalia. What drives them is that lust for creation, that desire of experience, right? That pursuit of the fire. Having the strength to take a leap, to take a chance, to go where your heart commands you. Wow. Where does your heart command you? Where are you chasing? Where are you going? But towards her, that fiery muse. Wow. The Queen of Wands, that divine energy of the one who is in that beautiful, inspirational energy. That incredible artist, that beautiful, transcendent form who inspires all around her. Incredible energy. That one who, through their force of their beauty and their will, can make anyone do what they want. That Circe energy that reduces men to pigs, right? What are you chasing but the muse? You just have to have the strength and the passion to drive you, to take that leap and to go with love. Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm about to flip my camera, but before I do, please give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference. It boosts everything in the algorithm, and it's good karma and a little blessing. And if you're at all interested in a private reading, please reach out. snappyddts@gmail.com, or find me on the Myth and Lore Discord, Snappy or Lady Snappy. All the info is in the description. And you can just come on the Discord and say hi, and we can just hang out. Always a good time. Okay, let's take a look. Here we go. Here's our full spread. So we're going to start here. What's changing? This message that we're getting is going to cause us to abandon this state of sorrow and depression. And it's going to cause us to take a leap after love. So there's a message, there's a change that's coming. There's a movement that's coming. And this movement must be embraced. This love must be pursued. And you got to break out of this self-defeated sorrow mode where you don't believe in yourself, where you believe you're incapable, right? Where you are holding yourself in that limited form, not expanding. And instead, embody that fool who leaps after love, right? Wow. Beautiful. Let's continue. Fortune. In order to come that defeat, you have to have that strength. You have to have that inspiration, that desire, that love. And you must pursue that love. To pursue that love is to rise above and to rise with fortune, right? Overcome that defeatist thinking that is holding you back. If you continue to be in this defeat, it will manifest in reality, not just in the mind. But if you have the strength, that fire of the wands, to embody that fool and pursue your love, you will rise above and you will ride this wave and you will experience fortune. And if we look here, that prince energy, right? That airy energy, that impractical energy, that immature energy, right? It may be in that pursuit of knowledge, which is always admirable. And that may be where you find yourself comfortable, but it is not doing you service. If you wish to connect to this beautiful muse, to this beautiful, inspiring woman, right? This person who is completely in and of herself, right? She doesn't need anyone. If you are going to approach this goddess, you have to show up practical and mature and with something to freaking offer, you know, and able to move to her. The prince can't make it. They're not mature and their head is in the clouds. How? Right? How can they get to her? Why would she want it? This energy, though, this is that energy who builds the tower, who can, through that inspiring energy, manifest it into reality. Together, these two can create something beautiful. All right, let's look at our crosses. First cross here. To overcome sorrow, you must accept fate and go and chase the muse. Chase after that inspiring beauty, right? That lover, that companion, that friend, or embody that energy. Be that muse to others, however this appears in your life. But the key to overcoming that sorrow is to move and adapt to change and to pursue the muse. If you stay in that sorrow, you will be stuck in that sorrow. Yeah. And then if we look at the other cross, again, in order to adapt to that fortune, in order to rise above and to move with fate and to do what is necessary, you must abandon this immature, airheaded thinking. And you must take the leap and chase after love. This is what you are destined to do. This is what you are meant to do. Right? This is about accepting the changing of cycles and doing something practical. Taking your head out of the clouds, becoming that knight of discs, pursuing this desire with this strength, with this recklessness, and manifesting it in the real. And it's all happening quickly. It's all happening now. Take the leap, take responsibility, pursue love, pursue beauty, embody beauty. That is the message. I hope it resonated with you. It certainly resonated with me. All right, we're going to do one final sortes, and then we'll call it an evening. And for our last message, we'll go to Goethe. Goethe, muses, what is the message from Faust? What are the last words to leave our audience with this evening? For those I love, death's pangs I would endure. For those I love, death's pangs I would endure. That says it all. Creation is worth it for love. Death is worth it for love. Wow. Beautiful. All right. That's the message, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope I will see you again tomorrow for more live tarot and sortes. Take care.